game at? Question mark.
So they, oh, they have returned.
I swear, there's always something different.
Hmm?
There's always something different that has to happen with me and phones.
Yes. That's life, unfortunately. So if you were here earlier, you know the drill. Keep it simple questions, nothing too crazy, nothing too like, oh, will you tell me when my hoochie hooch will come towards me? No.
Hmm?
Not talking, not speaking to you yet. But speaking to my live stream. Hello,
Okay.
kid.
Oh, crap.
Oh, quick. Then yes, I'm on the live stream. What?
I did not know that.
Well, now you know. But yes, so. Just like, as usual, open questions for astrology placements and the whatnot. And if you're going to be asking for more than one question, I kindly suggest you do a super chat of some kind. And also, there's a hair in my eye. Any super chats that I actually get, I've actually decided to, pretty much until like the incident with Ukraine's over, any super chat I get, 100% of it, well, not all of it, because YouTube's like, can we have a piece? Hello, Michael. Yeah, any super chat that I get, whatever I get from it, will go right forward towards helping people of Ukraine. So keep that in mind. So that way you know. But again, if you're going to be asking more than one question, I kindly suggest that you do some sort of super chat. Everybody gets one freebie, but after that, and it can be about anything, like how does this magical system work? How does this work? Can you throw cardstock at me? Fine. There, throw cardstock at you. Or translate like a astrology placement. You get the idea. As long as it makes sense, I'm all for it. Wow, there's a lot of things in this world that don't make sense. Right here. Oh, I forgot to do that. Let me do that. There we go. Now I can see. Okay. Where? So, what message does the Deva have for Michael? Oh, and by the way, did you also know this? Did you know that the term Deva, similar to divine, is not really talking about like a divine being? It's actually talking about somebody who was pretty much one who excelled at a certain aspect of life. So take for an example, like how Lord Shani is the Deva of discipline, karma, suffering. You get it? So pretty much he's the one that actually understands it the best. Just an example. That's just one example. And like how Lord Vishnu is a Deva of preservation, the one who is the great preserver. Brahma, Deva of creation. That's just an example. But anyway, Michael, what on earth do they have to say? The month 3. You got a big lump sum coming towards you? It might be falling into your lap? Yep. Well, because this is a vampire deck, anything that there's the light can be potentially harmful, so something's gonna fall in your lap, but don't let it deceive you if it's too good to be true. And don't go Russian blinding with it. Or maybe you might be You're guided on to do like go towards something on the material plane, and you're trying to go full speed ahead towards it. Just don't get too like blinded by the desire, because it might actually just like deceive you off a cliff. You got 2 7s and a 1, so that's well, one more. Oh, you have full control of it. Either way, you have full control of it. Just make sure, again, it doesn't possess you and blind you from doing anything else and not making you be able to think clearly. At least that's what I got. Hello, Anna. Nice. Guys have right? Yeah, I did. Alrighty, Anna wants to know what Lilith has to say. Come hither. Let's see what we get. 1. Whoa! We got King of Twigs. Card 2. 3 of Pentacles. Last but not least, Ace of Swords. Well, this is the first thing that pops into my head. You see how that just perfectly comes together? Like, look how it flows, just like that. I put that there. Let me try and get it on there. But seriously, these two together, look at that. Like, wow. So, most definitely, something on the... If you happen to be needing to communicate something with a lot of oomph, now's the time to do it, because you have a lot of energy and a lot of force behind you to go about it. Because the state that you're currently in is not providing you enough sustenance. Because in this, we have a vampiric man who's stuck trying to, make food out of bones. So most definitely, get on there. Most definitely be a little bit more pushy and a little bit more communicative. A little bit extra oomph behind it. And making sure that you're not being given, bare bones of what you deserve. Because there is something saying that you deserve a lot more than just what you're getting now. In fact, you deserve way more. Like, knock it out of the picture.
And what we did will work with my stuff.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Outside of my house.
Turns into the Emperor.
And all of that.
So after when you be a bit more demanding, and be more demanding when you don't have this there, comes the Emperor. Which, funny enough, I'm gonna try and grab it. Get over here. Huh, look at that. 2 blades. We have an Aries here. Both are Aries. And there's the sword. So be a little bit more pushy with getting what you deserve. And actually start saying, I kind of expect to be getting what I'm deserving to get. What I'm expecting to get is what I am rightfully expected to get. And whatever that is whatever I say it is.
And sorry, one more thing, I'm just curious.
And if they don't think
After
so,
I
well,
leave
fine. I
somewhere,
will just take it
will
anywhere.
will the
Hello, Moon
apps,
Enchanters.
music, and movies.
If someone
internet
says you
work
can't have
not
that,
loaded
well,
in?
just tell them. I'm taking it anyway. And just right off into the sunset.
And if it doesn't work, what do
Yeah,
I do then?
grab your mocha frap and
Question
say, taking it anyway. And just roll off. While they're looking at you stunned, like, what did she just do that? Yes, she did. Don't let anything get in your way and tell you what you can and can't get. But that's actually something, that's something you should incorporate. Like just being all, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna enjoy it and I deserve it. And if somebody thinks otherwise, well, nope. You can't have that. Or what? What bad can go wrong if I don't have this? Oh wait, nothing. Goody. Or probably my most favorite one. You know, it's not, you know, that's not the, that wouldn't be the most, no. What's that called? It's like that type of, like,
Another question. At the top. left-hand
Astrology
corner of
want
my
to
phone,
say for Moon
where
Enchantress.
it shows the Wi-Fi symbol bars. What does it mean when there's a question mark symbol right next to the Wi-Fi bars? Just curious. Question mark.
Woo! So, here's what Astrology has to say. Number 1. Be a little bit more captivating with your approaches. Allure a bit more. Make it a bit of a fun game to chase. And mess with their head with that, labyrinth behind them. But when they get to you, play the oh woe is me card, like, oh no, you caught me and I gotta be submissive.
I'm waiting.
Don't do it. Then actually turn out and be like, surprise, I caught you. And now you're gonna be my pet because the Page of Wands is a woman with a pet husky. So be a little bit more alluring and a little bit more captivating in the things you do. And when, they actually do, quote unquote, get a hold of you, metaphorically, make them think they won, but then that's when you actually flip the script and bamboozle them and say, nope, you're going to now do what I want you to do. Like playing hard to get, if that makes sense. Be a little bit more alluring and also be a little bit more lively, too. Take more action. Make haste with it. Yes. What you want.
And listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
You're just so funny. You're just so funny. What spirit should... Well, good, Anna, good. Now for doctor, what spirit should doctor work with? Let's see. We shall see what comes out. Give me 3 options. Okay. All right. I need clarity for that one. And you. Let go. Okay. One more. So, here are your choices. I'm getting, first off, Any kind of spirit that's related to the dead, the dark, like Shani, Saturn, or any spirit that has involvement with the outcasted. So Shani would be number 1. Number 2, Surya, the sun. We could also say Apollo. Or even a female sun divine figure, such as Artemis. No, not Artemis. Amaterasu would be one. Another one would be Sol from Norse mythology. Next option. This one would be, I would have to say, like Persephone would be one. Be a good idea. Another one would be, oh crap, what's her name? Parvati. Parvati would be another one. For the one with the wind, Zephyr. That'd be another one.
So if I put in my Wi-Fi password from my house,
Give me one more, because something's just telling me, yeah, there's one more. There's just one more
and
energy just
connect
lingering
it
around.
to my Wi-Fi router at my house, then save it into my phone, does that mean my phone will start working out in the community throughout my road trips and stuff like that again?
Queen of Pentacles,
Question mark?
Parvati. Also, what's her name? What is her name? What's her name? Crap, what's her name? She's also from Hindu mythology. What's her
If
name?
I save
Gosh, what's her name?
Wi-Fi password into my phone.
It
from
begins with a
my
D.
House
What's her name?
now-
What's her name? What's her name?
router.
Begins with a D.
And
Dur-
when I'm
Durga?
on the go with my phone,
Durga.
and when I go
I think that's her
places,
name. I could be
that is
wrong.
not my house. Will that mean my movie
I
apps,
believe
my
that's how you
music
say her
apps,
name,
my
Durga.
dating apps, and my internet will work if I save the Wi-Fi password from my house to my phone? Will everything work then still? Question mark.
Especially feminine entities, Doctor. Can this be a tarot question? Who is calling you? Who's calling you? Who's calling Kayla? Definitely not Gaga. Like, stop. Oh, no. I can't do that because that's copyright. Tell me the situation being, or the what have you. What? What you want?
Is that on TikTok?
No. Oh, God, no.
Is that on Hulu?
It's
I mean,
on-
not Hulu.
No, you're not going to do no hula hooing.
Is that on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh,
Not Hickok.
So all those things that are going up right there, all your followers?
Well, the ones that have like the one with the person, like the person.
The photos of them, people?
The image of like the person right here where you see the number 4.
Yeah.
That's how many people I believe that are watching, and then the one with the thumbs up. Well, of course that's the thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's 1.
Do your thing.
There's 2. 3. 1 more. Again. So Kayla.
Alexa, play this song.
Make sure, nope, you can't. Don't play any music because I'll get copyright strike.
Bubble Butt by Major Lazer, featuring Bruno Mars and others on Amazon Music.
Alexa, silence. Yeah, I hate it too because if music's playing in the background, YouTube will be like, oh, copyright, and if you're gonna get any money, oh, we take it from you.
Oh, get started.
It's okay, you didn't know. It's stupid though. So Kayla, who's calling you? Number 1. Let's take it simple.
Yeah.
A goddess figure that is in both the dark and the light. Hell. Next one. Just like the ones I said before. For Doctor. Same ones again, like Durga. Probably also any of the, what's that called? The Knights of the Round Table with a golden chalice, with a sacred chalice or something like that? Like for example, Morgan Le Fay. And 9 of Wands. Again, this one's going to be more along the lines of, actually, I'm getting a strong Lilith right here. Because by technicality, Lilith is a crone goddess, originally. So, Hel, Durga, or any of the earth-related goddesses, and also Lilith. I just completely forgot what the other one was. Oh, like anything from like the Legends of the Round Table, but primarily I'm getting Morgan Le Fay. And even though really technically they're legends, so they can still count as a figure to go towards.
I give you 100% over the awesome. Thank you so much. For
Hello,
this.
Beatrice. I probably had a weird image on it. Flip all these cards over correctly. Oh yeah, and also I believe the transit of Rahu and Ketu, at least per the Vedic side, it's gonna move into Aries and Libra. Rahu is gonna step into Aries, and Ketu, the planet that likes to go meh with it. Yep, he's stepping in Libra. So yeah, that's gonna be a lovely thing to have happen.
Hey, baby.
What? Oh, I'm thinking like what?
Still at the gym. What you doing?
What? Oh, I'm like, you break it, you buy it. Just careful. So anyway, so let's see here. To analyze the placement of like Rahu and Ketu going into the spots of Aries and Libra.
Not really. I get used to it.
So, Rahu and Aries. Well, since Rahu and Ketu are always retrograde, you have Rahu now going to the point where he, has to start all over again. He's getting to the point of where he's, all done. The very end. Even though it would be for Pisces. And now Ketu
I can look at that.
is in the same thing, Libra. While the opposite, where it starts, would be in Aries. In Ashwini, Rahu would... Don't break it!
Whatever, dude.
What do you mean, whatever, dude? Don't break your foot, because then I'll have to fix it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure out a way to fix it.
I was just joking around with my trainer over there.
Yeah, he almost broke his foot.
I didn't break my foot, dude. I just dropped the weight.
Yeah, you could have landed on your footsie. But K2, easy there. But K2 in Libra. K2
Guess
is
where I'm going next week?
somewhere over the rainbow.
I'm going to Mesa for my basketball tournament.
But K2 in Libra can be a very
Mesa is in Phoenix.
unnerving spot because the sign of Libra is all about relationships,
Yeah, Phoenix is really good.
partnerships, negotiations. It's also the courthouse. It's also marketplace and bartering. So you can actually see with the transit that comes in, a lot of people will be kind of a little bit more driven for
The
things
people
for
that were in
themselves.
the background, the first time I called you today was those your friends,
Because you can see,
classmates.
and also at the very beginning of the transit with Aries in the Critica part, you can see a lot of people actually be taking a lot of more physical action and swinging a little bit harder. How much weight is that?
What do you have for dinner?
Oh, wait, how much weight is that? 10?
Hey Brennan,
How
how
much?
much weight it is? It's 4.5.
The pounds, LBS.
Yeah.
It's what? It's what?
Here, you look.
Let me see. How much weight is that? Oh, that's a 10. That's a 10.
Yeah, I know
Right.
that's a 10.
Right there. I wanted to know how many LBs it was. 10.
Oh,
Put it on then. There we go. So,
sorry about that.
yeah, sorry, I'm making sure he doesn't break himself because I gotta fix him if he doesn't. But having Rahu step into Kritika first, then Bharani, and then Ashwini. Well, Rahu with Kritika, you're essentially giving.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
How do I put this? You're essentially giving, somebody
I already have a
who likes to go overkill.
6.
You're now giving him something like a machete. He's gonna be swinging Okay, he can. Excuse me. He's gonna be swinging a little bit rampantly with it, but also K2 will be going through Vishaka. And K2 and Vishaka can be
Which one did it delete?
a bit meh about Vishakan related things. So
Oh, the
essentially,
profile one?
people will be a little bit kind
Only
of
the center?
dissatisfied with pretty much going, how do I put this? People will be more dissatisfied with things related to having to make like a
How do I
choice
do that?
or being like detached from having multiple, like having between two options. Or a lot of people will be detached from like correcting a mistake or changing their mind about things because Vishaka is that sign that nakshatra that's symbolized by a tree going split. So K2's being split, meh with it. Meh. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to go back and fix the split. So people will be a lot more focused and assertive with whichever choice they go with. And then when we switch a little bit more into, say, Swati and then Bharani. Well, we'll start with Swati first. Swati is represented by that blade of grass in the wind going back and forth. And Rahu owns that. So Rahu is going to be thinking, so K2, my body over there, don't break anything. So depending on how Mars is placed for you, will also influence on how the transit will affect. But specifically,
Here, I'm gonna send you something that you're gonna have to add me as a friend again.
so K2 in Swati can show that people will be. Not a problem, Anna. Thanks for stopping by anyway. So K2 being met with Swati. So you can actually see a lot of people be very kind of
Yeah, just
about
send
communicating and being active and actually exchanging ideas and interacting with people. You can also see people becoming more detached about entrepreneurial-like actions, like starting a business and the whatnot.
It's underneath it. It says your
But as
snaps and chats are pending until Nicole Welch
But
adds you
until-
as a friend.
but now for Rahu going towards Bharani now. Rahu and Bernie, you actually have somebody actually having more of an obsession for the stuff that passes on.
Let me try something.
And also willing to, wanting to transform stuff.
Uh,
And because since Rahu is stepping into the nakshatra owned by his guru, Venus, you can actually see a lot of people be more driven to bring people out of suffering with with that transit.
got it, yeah.
Then when it goes into Ashwini and then Chitra, you can have a lot of people being a little bit meh with
Yes, you
with
said
their
that.
own jewelry pieces, and being a bit just detached from being a
You get
bit
mine?
more aggressive
And
and
second one.
you know
All right, there we go.
with their
Yes.
processes of making any kind of what's that called?
Hey Brandon, how much do I have left, Brandon?
You have 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah, so do something productive. Look cute on camera or something. I don't know. Do something.
Sure.
No, well, no.
I have 15 minutes till I'm done.
But then Rahu now in
Been here 2 hours.
Rahu and Ashwini, but oh boy. Rahu Ashwini, you can actually see a lot of people be getting more Mustangs,
I'm going out to dinner tonight.
and a lot of people wanting to get like
I'm going out to
more
dinner tonight.
more Mustangs, a lot
I'm
more
going to Red Lobster.
motorcycles, more vehicles that can go 0 to 100
All
pretty
right, I
quick.
love you.
So even you could even also say more people drag racing, illegal drag racing, because Rahu is that planet about doing stuff that's not legal. But now say if you have a planet with Rahu in the transit. So for an example, if you have in the transit, you have Rahu going over your sun. Essentially, the qualities of the sun for you are going to be overkilled. Like, essentially, well, what's the sun? The sun is a significator of the soul. It's your self-esteem. It's your authority. It's also your father figure. It's also what makes you feel fulfilled inside. What?
So how do I follow you?
It's simple. You just find me on YouTube.
What is it? What is it?
HALSEER. Then from there, with the sun, yes, enter. When you have Rahu overkilling the sun, you can see a lot of people becoming more egotistical, and also more demanding. And you can actually see a lot of people become narcissistic, selfish, and also the father figures can be a bit out of control.
How do I get you live?
You just click on the one that's having me live right now.
Can you find it?
Simple. It's the first one. Here. Where? Here to go. There. You're in. Well, that sounds vulgar.
I don't feel anything.
You are nasty. I have nothing to say. I'm just going to completely ignore that. But yes. But now if you have a moon in Aries, your emotions, your feelings, and also your imagination are going to be a bit overkill. Mercury goes with Rahu. Now, Rahu and Mercury are friendly to each other. But so essentially, one's way of communications and their everyday intelligence can be a little bit tempted to go down the wrong alley, because, if you understand what I'm trying to say. They may use intelligence and skills to make things get done illegally. Rahu and Venus, a lot of eccentricity. Let's try saying that 3 times fast. A lot of I can't even say it. Eccentricity with women figures that you encounter. There might be an obsession point with your spouse figure or significant other. Got to be careful with that. Rahu and Mars. There's a lot of explosive action, if you catch my drift, and a lot of impulsivity that can come from it. Rahu and Guru, well, or Jupiter. Rahu and Jupiter. Well, Jupiter mitigates Rahu, calms him down, but there's this strong zest to push to obtain higher knowledge, but also kind of be a little bit like a know-it-all and be a bit pushy with teaching other people about the qualities of Aries, impulsivity, and health. Rahu and Saturn in Aries. Oy. The Saturnian qualities get overkilled. But since Saturn's already also pissed off in Aries, you can actually see somebody having a lot more challenges of self-control. And also older siblings can be a bit put in a situation where they're not comfortable. But also be very careful too, because since Saturn is the bones and Aries is the physical body, that conflict with Rahu can potentially show that harsh action, especially to any kind of exercise. Careful, because you have potential maybe to have bones break. So be careful with that. Rahu and Uranus. Up, you're taking something eccentric, you're taking something else that's eccentric, and you're putting in Aries. There's going to be a strong desire to be completely against the grain, completely rebellious, completely different than everybody else. Individuality is at its peak and overkill. Rahu and Neptune. Rahu possessing Neptune, you can actually see somebody become more intoxicated, more disconnected from the physical world. But a lot of people will be acting on impulse with their illusions and their fantasies and the whatnot. Rahu and the little shithead Pluto. Essentially, there's going to be more impulsivity of destruction and changing things and metamorphosizing things. Having sudden explosive changes. Even if it involves like pressing a button of kaboom. A lot of transformation. Rahu and Black Moon Lilith. Whenever you have Black Moon Lilith get involved with Rahu, she doesn't become affected by it. And specifically in Aries, if you have Black Moon Lilith in Aries, you have Rahu coming into contact with her. She's not going to submit. In fact, she's going to take control of that Rahu and actually command him to assist her. But in order to understand how she's going to behave, it depends on how your moon's placed, where your moon's placed. Is it with Black Moon Lilith? That'll all change it. But specifically, your empowerment is actually going to be using Rahu's energy to actually get what you're wanting to obtain faster and more harsh. Rahu and Rahu. Rahu return. Essentially, you will be a lot more, double the pull for the Aries qualities. And also depending on what house it is too. Rahu over Ketu. Where you feel meh about, you actually start feeling kind of curious about it, and a little bit more like, I must try and get this. Rahu and Ashwini. I thought I said that. But Rahu and Ashwini, people become a little bit more obsessive about wanting to go faster. They also might be obsessive about trying to learn healing professions, and also might have a stronger desire to cause pranks, playful pranks. You actually might also see potentially there might be more incidents when there might be more people drowning. Just saying, it has potential. I'm gonna throw this away. I'll be right back. Ow! Hello, it is T-Mobile.
Hello?
It's me.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm almost done.
Let me see.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it now.
Ow.
Yeah. Is that your grandma in the background?
What?
Oh.
What do you mean, Grandma?
Call me after dinner, okay?
Don't be flirting. I'm still on YouTube. Thank you very much. None of that. Oh. Hang on. I have a few more things I got to close. Turn it off. Thank you. Crap. Ow. Keep stubbing my toe. I don't feel good. Okay, there we go. That's enough of that. Ow. Rahu in the 4th house, there's going to be a strong obsession for... Actually, that would make you a Capricorn Lagna. So essentially, the mother will become a bit more eccentric, a little bit more out there. You'll actually be more drawn to do things regarding the mother. You might be a little bit more feisty in protecting your home. And also be more protective of your heart and your feelings. You might be willing to table flip on someone if they just swing at you the wrong way. Like if they hurt your feelings in a way, you'll be more pushy towards them. And that's just one of the qualities. Oh. But then they went. So, I'm going to be taking off in about a few minutes. I have one more client I have to do at home, but if I have time, I'll come back later for another live. But until